Greetings everyone. Today we are making a V neckline maxi dress with cutouts and a slit. Next, grab your muslin because we are going to trace each panel separately. Next, grab your pins and neatly and snugly pin the muslin in place. Grab your Sharpie and trace the draping tape. Add the muslin to each panel and trace the draping tape for every panel. Use your scissors to cut slits to release some of the tension so that you can pull the muslin tighter. Okay, grab your ruler and connect all the dots, the dashes that you made when you were tracing the muslin. After you do that, you're then going to add a half inch seam allowance to each panel. So trace each panel and then add a 1/2 inch seam allowance to each panel. I put all the pattern pieces back on the dress form, and it's time to mark my notches. Being that I don't have a lining, a stretch lining for this, I am actually going to cut 4 of the fabric pieces because I'm going to make a lining. So I need the left and the right hand side, and the waistband I'm just going to cut 2. So make a note to do that if you have a really thin fabric, because I'm going to need it to be more durable. Okay, this is the front of the dress, and I had to cut 4 of each piece. So now I'm going to just pin this all together and sew them together, and then I'm going to add the straps in the middle. Once I sew these together, I'm going to add the straps at the top, and I'll show you guys how to do that. For your straps, put them right sides together, sew along the sides, and then turn them inside out. Okay, what we're going to do next is that we have to attach our straps first before we attach the lining part of the fabric, and I'm using, of course, the fabric as the lining also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my marked notch, which is right here. I'm going to find the notch inside of my strap, and I'm going to connect them. I'm going to pin them together. I'm going to put so when you fold out, it'll fold out like that. But first, I'm going to go ahead and do that and tack that down. And then that's when I'm going to apply. After I sew that down, I'm going to apply this part, match up my seams, and I'm just going to flip it over and pin that in the inside. Then I'm going to flip it over, and it's going to act as a lining. Okay, I'm going to do that part now. Okay, after we have sewn the top, as you can see here, turn it inside out. Pin it together at the seams and go over to your sewing machine and sew the bottom. Leave the sides open because that's how we're going to turn it back the right side out. Turn it inside out. Time for the waistband. So what we're going to do is put the right sides together and then sew along the sides. All right, let's pin up the back of the dress, and we're also going to pin up the lining and then sew it all together and then get ready to add our strap. Once the back panel is sewn together, do like you did with the front. Go ahead and add the strap with the right sides together in the inside. Make sure you match your notches, and then after we sew along the top, we're going to go ahead and add the lining on top of it with the right sides together. Okay, where you've left the sides open, go ahead and turn it inside out the same way you did with the front. Just a tip, when you're sewing a V, make sure you only sew to the seam and then back stitch. Do not do a continuous stitch because it will snag and bunch up. Take it and loose if you do, trust me, that's what I just did.
See, one side went in and sewed it separately. I got rid of that puckering that was in between, so I just have to sew them separately.
Pin the front and back together, right sides together, and pin it at the straps and pin it on the sides, and we're gonna go ahead and sew it together. I've sewn my waistband together, and then I took it over to the overlock machine to finish off those edges. All right, we're going to put on the waistband. We're going to turn it inside out, match those notches, and make sure the bottom of the waistband is facing upward, because then when we pin it together and sew it, we're going to flip it downward. Okay, if you ever have any problems knowing the placement of where the openings go, just place it back on your dress form and pin it, and then you'll know whether it fits. And see right here, I need to adjust the straps a little more. I'm going to make those a little more snug, but I pinned it on, and so now I'm about to just take it back off and sew it together. It's just a tip to help out so you know where your spacing goes. Okay, to make the skirt, I made a mistake and deleted the video by accident. So sorry. But all I did was took a mini skirt with the same stretch material, laid it on top, and just cut down. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the top and go ahead and finish this baby up. All right, we're going to put our right sides together so this top is inside out. Slide the skirt part inside of the top, match the seams, and pin it together. And then we're going to sew it down, and then we are practically done. So I'm going to just pin that all the way around and take it over to the machine and sew it. I'm going to slightly pull it. Okay, we're all done. I've connected the top, and so it's a good fit. And then I went ahead and took it over to my overlock machine and just cleaned up the inside. So now I'm going to go ahead and hem the slit and the bottom of the skirt, and then I will show you guys what it looks like.